suburban or urban? Is suburban better? If suburban is better, then which burb is better? These are the questions that I'm going to answer today. All things suburbs of Indianapolis. I'm calling this the Battle of the Burbs. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 6 Indianapolis suburbs that people are moving to. I'm going to give you my thoughts on each suburb and what other websites have indicated are their top choices. Let's get started. Oh, real quick, if you're new here, I'm Cameron and I love talking about all things Indy and why we made a YouTube channel about Indy and then share what we know. Okay, now let's get into it. I'm going to start with my least favorite Indy suburb first, which is Noblesville. Now this doesn't mean that I don't like Noblesville. In fact, I used to live in Noblesville, then moved across the border to Fishers about 10 years ago. Niche ranked Noblesville number 8 for the best suburbs to live in Indiana. Now the Census Bureau as of July 21 says that there are just over 70,000 residents and 72.5% of them actually own homes versus renting. The current median home price sits at $377,000 and was ranked number 4 from Smart Asset for best suburb to live near a large city. Now, why would you want to live in Noblesville? Well, Noblesville has so much historical charm and embraces its rich history. The preserved downtown area is definitely one of my all-time favorites. The Victorian era buildings are just so beautiful and rare in this area. There are many charming boutiques like Wild Bohemian Boutique and Charisma. Those are 2 of my favorites. And one of my favorite coffee shops, Noble Coffee, and all are in the historical downtown Noblesville. Now, Noblesville also has so many parks, tons of water activities, either it be on Morris or on the White River. Noblesville also has my favorite music venue in all of Indiana, Deer Creek. Ruoff, we'll call it whatever they want. It's always Deer Creek. Noblesville is a little farther north of downtown Indy than some of the other suburbs we're gonna talk about, but if you're wanting to get a bit further out and away from the hustle and bustle, then Noblesville is a great location. And like all of the locations on this list, the schools are A+, and the market or resaleability of your home in the future will be strong. Next up on our tour of suburbs of Indy is Meridian Hills. Now, many people would say it isn't a suburb because it is inside the Indianapolis proper, but Meridian Hills is quite special and niche ranked at number 6 for best suburbs to live in Indiana. This is a very small area as just about 1.48 square miles with around 1,700 residents. Now, Meridian Hills is known for its luxurious estates and its tree-lined streets, creating a sense of exclusivity and beauty. The median home price sits at about $555,000, and it is the highest for inside the I-465 loop of Indy, and shockingly, it is said that there are no rentals in the area. Despite its suburban setting, it offers easy access to downtown and provides the perfect balance between quiet suburb and the excitement of a thriving city. There is an excellent A+ public school or many other options of private schools that are close by. Now, residents of Meridian Hills love the wide range of activities and events offered throughout the year, and they feel a strong sense of belonging in the community. Heading quite a bit more north, our next suburb is Westfield. Now, niche ranked Westfield number 5 for best suburbs to live in Indiana. There are approximately 50,000 residents and the median home price sits at about $480,000, and about 80% of residents own versus rent. Now, Westfield has exploded in the last few years, and honestly, most know it for the amazing sports complex that broke ground in 2012, Grand Park. Grand Park is one of the largest and most comprehensive youth sports complexes in the US. Teams from all over the US come to compete here, and it is bringing lots of buzz about the city. Side note, if you're looking for a Airbnb or a VRBO, then owning one close to Grand Park is a wonderful investment. Westfield has seen a lot of growth, and with new restaurants, breweries, entertainment venues for a diverse range of activities to do. It's like Noblesville. It is a bit further north from downtown Indy, but many find it extremely accessible and even great for those that work in Lafayette and want to commute. Zionsville is the next suburb on our list. Now, Niche named Zionsville number 4 for best suburbs to live in Indiana. Zionsville, like everyone on this list, have A+ schools, and there are only about 31,000 residents. Now, the median home price sits at $541,112, which is one of the highest median home prices outside of Meridian Hills, and 84% of their residents own versus rent. Now, Zionsville is another suburb like Noblesville that has a super quaint and historical downtown. It is lined with brick paved streets and local boutiques and cozy cafes. Many people move to Zionsville honestly for the super small town feel, but still with amazing schools, a strong sense of community. It's just a short drive to Eagle Creek Park, which is the largest municipal park in the US. And Zionsville did a great job at limiting building on newer developments so that it could still keep that small town feel and a highly sought after place to call home. We're finally to my hometown, Fishers. Fishers ranks number 2 on Niche for best suburbs to live in Indiana. Hell, Money Magazine ranked Fishers as number 3 for best places to live in the US and the only Indiana city to make the top 10. The census as of July 21 says Fishers has about 101,171 residents, and 77% of them own versus rent. The median home price in Fishers is currently around $410,000. Fishers' fast growth started really in the 1990s and has continued the upward trend ever since. The mayor has done a great job of attracting business and major corporations to the area, which has really helped those that want to live, work, and play all in the same area. The school systems are ranked among the best in the country, and there's so much to do around the city with parks ranging from simple walking trails to beach access now, water parks, and even sledding hills. There's just so much to do and the options are endless. Honestly, it will always be number 1 in my heart. Okay, now for the number 1 ranked suburb in Indiana. It's Carmel, shocker! Carmel comes in at number 1 on most lists as it is perhaps the best known Indy suburb. Not to be confused with Carmel, California, Niche ranked Carmel as number 1 not just for the best place to live in Indy, but also the best place to raise a family and the best place with the best public schools in Indiana. The census as of July 21, Carmel had about 100,777 residents, and 75% of them owned versus rent. The median home price currently sits at $507,000, and Carmel over the years has done an excellent job at growing the area and having so much for residents to do. They have an amazing downtown area, the Arts and Design District, as well as the Carmel City Center for Performing Arts, which is a world-class venue that you really find in larger metro areas. Now there's tons of local shops, dining, outdoor areas like the Monon Trail, which is a 20-mile walking and or biking trail that goes all the way through Carmel. I do agree. I give them a hard time, but I do agree that Carmel is an amazing place to live. Just make sure you're ready for the over 140 roundabouts. So what do you think? Do you agree with this list of best suburbs to live in Indiana? It's important to acknowledge that we have clients, friends, and family who are all content with their chosen locations, even if those suburbs didn't make it onto the list. The north side of Indy really takes the cake, but there are lots of cities that are around Indy that are amazing places to raise a family as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll catch you next time.